I've been mentoring sales leaders for the last 23 years, and I've learned that your first 90 days as a leader can either set you up for success or set you back as you lead your team. And in this video, I'm gonna show you exactly what you need to do in those first 90 days to earn their trust, to gain respect and drive results with your team, to set a solid foundation for long-term success. So here's exactly what to do in your first 90 days as a new sales manager. First, my best advice is you've got to become obsessed with their goals. Now, most managers, they make it about themselves, pushing their own agenda. This is what my goals are. This is what you need to do. But you're not most managers. You got to flip the script. Listen, the 7 most important words of leadership are, it's not about you, it's about them. And the best leaders, they don't push harder on their people, they align deeper with them. And they get it ultra crystal clear, and they're obsessed with their goals. Now, your job as a leader is to help people that you lead get what they want. And when you do that effectively, you'll get what you want too. So I'm telling you, key number 1, first 90 days, become obsessed with their goals. Next is you want to hold regular and effective one-on-ones. Now, one-on-ones are where real leadership happens. They're fundamental to the highest impact that you can have as a leader. It's where you build a relationship and you learn how to lead each person one at a time on your team. So I want to share with you 7 principles for effective one-on-ones. First, people need to talk with their bosses because there's power in proximity. Second, hold these one-on-ones regularly and put them on the schedule. Make them strategic meetings where they're prepared to meet with you and have them bring their burning issues to the table. Third, when you start a one-on-one, don't bulldoze them with your agenda. With questions like, what's your plan to finish the month out strong? That's not a bad question. It's just a bad first question. You want to start with something like, where are you at and what do you need? You want to meet them where they are. And one time I brought a client a huge sticky note that said, how are you? To remind them to not bulldoze as people. Okay, fourth, hold one-on-ones in person when you can. Now, if you're remote, that's okay. Video on. Technology helps us get the benefit being in person without being in person, being across the country or across the world, even when remote. Because the reason why is you can catch communication. There's the verbal, non-verbal, and metaverbal. And with Zoom and like a camera where you're there, you hear their verbal certainly, just like you would over the phone, but you pick up their non-verbal. You know, how are they sitting? Are they slouched down? Are their fingers crossed? Are they crossed? Are they rolling their eyes at you? What is the non-verbal? And also the metaverbal, you can catch some of the metaverbal on a phone, which is their voice, their tone, their inflection, but you get all of it. You get that non-verbal cues from meeting with them over video. So you can actually be in person with them across the world. It's amazing. Okay, principle number 5. I call this the Jethro principle. And this comes from the Bible, Exodus 18, chapter 18, verse 13 through 24. This is where Moses' father-in-law sees Moses with a line out the door, and he's from morning till evening. He's got people going through and he's wasting away himself, and he's wasting everybody else's time, just waiting all day long for him. This is where Jethro basically is like, listen, Moses, you've got to share the load. And I would invite you with your one-on-ones, limit yourself to fewer than 10 direct reports that you're doing these one-on-ones. And if you have a large team, you're choosing 10. I call it the dream 10. Who are these dream 10 people that you're working directly with, and then delegate the rest to anybody above. If you have 20 people, you have now 10 others that are delegated. You can break those up. One person takes 5, the other person takes 5, and you take those 10. However, whatever your team is structured like, key is you do not want to overwhelm yourself with too many one-on-ones. 10 is about the limit. Maybe if you have 11, okay, you decide. But listen, you want to organize yourself and just delegate additional one-on-ones to trusted leaders on your team. Okay, number 6, it takes all day to rescue, but only 5 minutes to challenge. So make sure you have a foundation as you're about to challenge somebody where they know that you care about them. They feel from you that you have their best interest at heart. So you align with them. So you're about to challenge them. You want to align with them first, meet them where they are. The principle is, before I say follow me, I find you. And so you align with them and then you lift them, give them a good lift. Let them know how much you care about them and you believe in them, and then challenge them. Don't allow energy vampires to suck all of your time and all of your energy. Be willing to challenge your people directly and apply what I call being soft like a brick. The soft is they need to know that you care about them. The brick is being willing and skilled to have the needed hard conversations when they show up. Okay, number 7, the biggest secret to great team meetings is effective one-on-ones. So if you want to have the best team meetings where everyone's there together as a team, you get really good at the one-on-ones where you're meeting them where they're at, you understand their goals, you know what they want, why they want it, you're dialing in, and you have that relationship. That goes a mile. That goes miles, long way, very far, to help you have highly effective team meetings. Because effective one-on-ones will give you all the information you need to manage your team real time and have the speed, the current speed of what's going on with your team at all times. So those are the 7 principles for effective one-on-ones. And so far we've talked about during the initial 90 days as a leader. First, you want to become obsessed with their goals. Second, you want to have effective team meetings. I gave you 7 principles. Now finally, I want to share with you my 3rd key during that first 90 days is what I call mind, heart, feet. Now this is the simplest and most powerful leadership model ever developed. And when you do this right, it will unlock your team's motivation without you having to push them, but you'll be able to pull them towards their dreams. The mind, heart, feet is a tool that I've used over the years that has helped me and my clients lead their people to the top. And it's very simple. And most leaders, they focus on the wrong things. They look directly at the results and they start hacking at the branches. And you want to strike at the root, and here's how to do it. Mind. Where's their mind at? What are their specific goals? What's their target? What are they aiming at? Heart. Why do they want those specific goals? What will achieving those goals do for them? What will it bring into their world that they don't currently have? Why do they want that specific goal? Feet. What actions are they taking and what results are they getting? The feet represent their results. Those results come by way of actions they're taking. If their feet are flying forward like Fred Flintstone, yabba dabba doo, and they're flying, then maybe they're flying in the wrong direction. How do you course correct? Make a light touch. Or maybe their feet are like Eeyore from Winnie the Pooh. They're just slow and not moving, and they're not going. And what I've learned, my friend, is the mind and the heart control the feet. And real leadership isn't about making people work harder because you said so and you're the boss. Real leadership is the ability to influence and unleash what drives them from within them. When you lead through their vision, through their desire, their passion, they'll fight for success on their own. There's no pushing, you don't need to push them into the corner and micromanage them, no dragging them, just momentum that they create to help them get what they want. Now your first 90 days will set the tone for everything that follows as a leader. So you want to become obsessed with their goals. Second, you want to have effective one-on-ones. Third, one thing you can do during your one-on-ones is get very clear on their mind. What do they want right here? What's their target? Why do they want it? Mind, heart, and then feet. Are their feet flying in the direction that's going to get them what it is that they want? And the reality is our hands won't reach out for what our heart does not long for. So if they don't want it bad enough, they're not going to get themselves to take the kind of action that's going to get them the results that they want. So rather than hacking at the branches and work harder, you want to just get extreme clarity in mind, heart, feet. The 3 things I wanted to share with you today. And of course, the first 90 days is just the start. And as a new leader, it's going to be crucial for you to be aware of the 4 stages that your team will go through. And each person on your team will go through these 4 stages. And in this next video right here, I break down what each stage is and how to navigate it effectively to help you lead your team to success. Make it a great day, my friend.